Hello everyone, are you ready for another adventure? It's me, Woki, and I'm back with another Fake Grand Order video. And today, I'm going to be trying to do the shortened version of the much longer video that I did most recently, which is talking about the Lucky Bags. The reason being is that I've had feedback from people saying that an hour-plus long video can be a little bit intimidating, and they're just a beginner, and they just kind of want to know some basic facts. So that's what this video is going to be here for. So, let's get into it, because I want to try and get this as close to 10 minutes as I can. 10 to 15 minutes. Let's try. Let's see. So, some things to know is that during Anniversary, which for us is going to be on the 5th, how do we know is because it's always on the weekend of Anime Expo, and if you're curious as to why we know what's already going to be on our anniversary, it's because we're 2 years behind on JP, so that's how we know everything. It lets us see into the future, basically. But there are going to be two GSSRs. There's the Lucky Bag, which is what I'm going to be talking about today, and Destiny Order. If you want to know the differences between them, it's that Destiny Order costs 30 paid Saint Quartz, and Lucky Bags cost 15. Destiny Order, you get to pick all the SSRs for the GSSR, where the Lucky Bags, you don't do that. There are no Lucky Bag banners with Draco in them. The reason being is that Nasu said they want it to be that no beast can ever be on the Lucky Bags. You have to call for them themselves. The real reason is money. To be real with you, that's the real reason why Draco is never on the Lucky Bags and why none of the beasts will ever be on Lucky Bags. And Lucky Bags come with a guaranteed 4-star on the banner as well, which are also randomly assorted that you can see right there. And yeah, you can only do the Destiny Order summon once, and you can only summon on a single one of the Lucky Bag banners. So that's why you have to really think carefully about what units you will want to be on the Destiny Order and what units, which Lucky Bag you want to summon on. One time long ago on the JP version of the game, there was a bug that let people summon infinite times on Lucky Bags, and it's never happened again. And it never even happened to us. I know, because I was waiting and hoping it would happen. There's no way for anyone who is free to play to summon on the GSSR because it requires paid Saint Quartz. I get asked this every single GSSR saying, surely I'm free to play. You're telling me there's no way for me to do it? And yes, it has been this way for 8 years coming up for us and 10 plus years on the JP version of the game. Hopefully it changes someday, but it ain't happening anytime soon, I can tell you that much. So you can ignore it if you are free to play and wish to stay that way. I specifically said paid Saint Quartz. What does that mean? When you buy Saint Quartz, there's actually a certain amount of them that are considered bonus quartz and don't actually count as paid quartz. So when you buy the $11.99 pack, which comes with 18 Saint Quartz, 6 of those are bonuses, which means those can't be used for the GSSR. On the JP version of the game, they added one that says, hey, just get 15 paid straight up. But if you wanted to do it for the cheapest way for us, you would have to do the $11.99 bundle and then do 3 of the 99-cent ones. So you would have exactly 15 paid Saint Quartz, and that's if you wanted to get the cheapest way of doing it, for example. It's very silly that it's that way, but it is that way. Now, finally, let's take a look at the Lucky Bags. There are 12 banners in total, with divided into 2 groups, and inside those 2 groups, there are 9 female banners, 3 male banners, and it's sorted by the year of release. The 5-star servants, like I said at the beginning, are random limited servants based on the pool of servants on the banner. The 4 stars are also usually limited in story servants, with the 4 and 3-star servants are shared between the same gender categories, so all of these female ones will use this one, and all the male ones we'll use here. And as you can see, between these 12 banners, there's a lot to pick from, so it can be a little bit intimidating, which is very understandable. If you want my advice, this is the way I've always said to kind of do it. If there's a specific unit that you really, really want that would make the game 10 times better and you don't care about meta picks at all, you should try and go for that unit. You, again, only have like a chance at it, but it's better than some chances. Like, for example, if you were a big fan of... This is a good example just because Summer Abbey is typically not really liked by a lot of people, but there are people who do like her, and if they wanted to get her, this is a 1 in 4 chance of getting Summer Abbey. You will never have a better chance of getting an SSR than a 25% chance of this Summer Abbey. It's astounding chances, so even if you are like not caring about the other ones, but which by the way usually doesn't happen for this one. If you want to go for the unit that you care about the most and you're just like, you know what, I'm gonna go for it, go ahead and go for it. It usually ends in heartbreak, but we're gacha players, So sometimes you just gotta risk it for the biscuit when you're going for your favorite. Now, as far as meta picks go, this is how I'm going to kind of try and show it to you. Like I said, the hour-plus long version goes more in depth into every single one of the units, including talking about which one of these 4-stars. Sometimes the 4-stars can play a role in wanting to pick one of the banners. For example, obviously, because these are females, they have all the summer units on them, and they're also limited and hard to get, so I could see someone kind of going for that, and maybe, you know, whatever. Either way, I'm going to try and show it like this. I'm going to show you where the supports are, and then I'm going to show you where the DPSs that can be used with those supports, and that's kind of how I want to break it down. So some banners to kind of like look forward to are the ones that feature Castoria, which is the main art supporter. One of the best units in the game, absolutely. Next would be Koyanskaya of Light, which you can see right here. She shares a banner with 2 other people, so it's actually a 33% chance of getting Koyanskaya of Light. If you plan to play Buster units, Koyanskaya of Light is one of the best, and is arguably the best, because the entirety of how we judge Buster units kind of changed to coincide with Koyanskaya's skills. I talk a little bit about it more in the Hour Plus version if you want to hear it there, but it's good to take note of her there. And the other one, another one is Summer Scotty. Summer Scotty's banner is actually super nice because not only is she the main support for Quick, she also shares her banner with Summer Ibuki, who is currently, on our version of the game, the main big DPS for Arts, because she is a Berserker for Arts, so she runs well with Castoria. So if you miss on Summer Scotty and you get Summer Ibuki, you'll still be pretty happy. Arc is also really good, even though at MP level 1 she can sometimes lack a little bit of damage, and most people try and build her more towards NP3 at minimum, but I've seen people be able to work with it at 2, and if I had her at 1, I would definitely try and see if I could do more with it at 1. But she is still also a, she's obviously Arc, so a lot of people like Arc. It helps being a mainstay girl of Fate Stay Night, because most people will be like, wow, you're a good unit, and you're also a girl from one of the main girls of this series. Awesome. I was just gonna get you because you are one of the main girls, because you're Arc, but if you're also good, that's great. And Lady Avalon is also a support for Arts, not on the same level of Castoria, but still extremely good and can be used alongside her perfectly, and she also is one of the very few ways you can do a lot of crit focus builds in Arts itself, which is very nice. And then the final support to take note of is Oberon. Oberon is so good, that's why they put 4 other dudes on his banner. Oberon is the best generic support, where if you are someone who already has one of the big 3, which is Castoria, because you want to build more toward Arts, Scotty, because you want to build more towards Quick, or Koyanskaya, because you want to build more towards Buster, you want to usually get Oberon next. It's either Oberon, the way it usually breaks down is either you get Castoria or Koyan, and then next you would, in theory, want to get the one you're missing, or Oberon. Especially if you're Koyanskaya, going with Oberon unlocks the full suite of being able to loop with Buster. Even when you look outside of like looping and stuff like that, he's still an extremely good generic support who's able to give 70% NP to the team. So either way, and along with giving him a very big like steroid that makes the unit basically dead after you use it, but they deal so much damage that as long as you use it to end the fight, it doesn't matter if they're like forever asleep. They can go to sleep after everyone's dead. That's okay. But those are the kind of the main ones. If you're someone who's brand new to the game and you're like, I need a support servant, then I would go for those, because support servants really make a lot of the game easier, because once you have Castoria, you can run her with basically almost any other Arts unit in the game, and you can kind of figure out and find teams that can kind of work and make anything work. The nice thing about the supports is that in FGO in general, it's very easy to use any unit as long as you have the proper support to go with them. I'm able to use, for example, Super Bunyan over here because she works well with Koyanskaya. A lot of people don't really like Super Bunyan on our side of the game, and using her, I can tell you she has a couple faults to her, but being able to super pump her up with double Koyanskaya's, one of my own and then one of my friends on the friends list, is a big help for sure. It makes these supports make even the most okay of units seem really good because you're still able to beat fights and stuff like that. So I would always say try and go for one of those supports. If you already have the support, so let's say you have Castoria, which is next to kind of go for, For Castoria, thankfully, almost any arts unit will do you well, but if you want to know the big payoff for it, it's obviously Summer Ibuki. Summer Ibuki is fantastic. She was like the end-all be-all of the arms race that was Summer units, power creeping arts units. And that said, there are also the other previous really good, but then got overshadowed by the next one, arts units, which is Summer Kiara, Summer Kama, and I believe there's another one on here somewhere. Nope, I believe that. No, yeah, man. Another one is Tez. Tez isn't a summer unit, but he's also a fantastic AoE assassin and one of the best ones for sure in the game. Now, if you're looking for someone to go with Koyanskaya, and that's Buster focused, well, thankfully there's a lot of choices to go from here. Melusane and Morgan, both of these are fantastic to go with her. The reason is that Melusane actually has two styles of NP. Her first NP is a single target arts focused one, but then her AoE one is her second one that she transforms into, because her third skill gives 100% NP. It makes it very easy to farm with her. Fantastic, one of the best Lancers in the game that you can get. Morgan is also one of the best Berserkers for Buster that you can get. Works really well with Koyanskaya, of course. Oberon, like I mentioned beforehand, works wonders with Koyanskaya. His kit is kind of built to go with Buster units. He can be used with any of them, but he's really fine-tuned to really make all Buster units do insane damage. Cuckoo is another Buster unit to kind of look out for, which you can see right here. Arc is also another one, even though I mentioned it takes a lot of time and effort to actually build up your arc. Obviously they go well together because they are built that way. And then there's also Tiamat, who can also be used very well. For Quick is a little bit of a harder thing to kind of go by, just because Quick is a very hard hit. Of the three kind of like colors that we have, which is Arts, Buster, and Quick is the hardest right now. But the good units that kind of go with Quick are Domin, it's Kagekyo, and then if we go down here, it's Rikyu right now, who is currently the top. Funny enough, Summer Scotty is an excellent AoE unit to go for quick farming, which means that she runs perfectly with it, so it's pretty nice there. And then on the male side, I don't believe there's anyone that's currently popping out at me, none that really make me want to say it outright. Okay, and those are like the basics that you need to do of some DPSers. And in terms of some other noteworthy things, there is Van Gogh, who is also an excellent supporter, but that's a little bit of a harder thing to explain in a very quick video. So yeah, my advice, just to sum it up right here, is obviously if you want to go for the unit that you love the most, you should check out the banners and see which of them features them and has the best chance of you getting a unit that you really love. And also the other units are units that you're okay with. For example, if you're going here, Koyanskaya, you're like, well, if I get Koyanskaya, I have a Buster support, but if I miss on Koyanskaya, oh my god, I get one of the two summer units. I get Summer Kama or I get Summer Okita Alter. Nothing but net on that one. I love that one. This is awesome. But if you're someone who's maybe a little bit more for Castoria, you're like, oh man, I really want Castoria, but if I fail, you know, I'll get Summer Abby, which I like Abby, but she's a little bit on the weak side. She really doesn't really work with my box that I currently have. And the other two are cool, but Himiko I also can't really use, but at least Summer Kiara I can work towards something as well. Like, these are the kind of things you have to think about when you're going for the banner, which makes it pretty tough to choose when it comes to Lucky Bags, because you can only pick one of these again. So you kind of have to outweigh everything. But if you just want to go blind and say, tell me which is the best one to go for, Castoria, Koyanskaya, Scotty, Oberon, I would suggest getting one of those before you wanted to try and do anything, just because they're the main supports. And if you want to be even more insular from that, it's either between Castoria or Koyanskaya. Choose one of them. I think the Castoria banner is really good, but Koyanskaya is also fantastic if you're a big fan of summer units, just because most people will be happy with a Summer Okita Alter or a Summer Kama, just because summer units help kind of like really let me tell you this, a lot of FGO is picking the units that you think look coolest or whatever other judgment you may look on them and kind of just using them. So that's why I think it's like that's why it can be sometimes a little bit tough, because some people don't like all the units that everyone else likes, and also some people only care about meta. But thankfully meta's a little bit easier to kind of be like, okay, well, I like this one, this I know that for a fact Castoria is one of the best, go for Castoria. And hopefully with that, that is the end of the video, everyone. Again, I tried to make this as short as possible. I feel like I could keep going into more explanation, but this video is just meant to tip the toes in there, let you see some stuff, give you some options, and I feel like I've given you the kind of options to go for. But that's the end of the video now. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one, and I wish you the best of luck in whatever GSSR you choose to choose. Till next time, everyone, goodbye!